Coming from CNBC, OpenAI, quote, will be a public company in 2027 or sooner, CFO Fryer tells employees. So right now, OpenAI is sucking wind. They were the first mover. They were at the front of the pack. And now it's middle of 2026 and they are an also ran. This is what happens in the real world of technology. The problem for OpenAI, though, is that they are running out of money and they need a $1 trillion IPO, right? So I've talked about this before. Sam Altman has literally come out and said anything less than a $1 trillion IPO is a non-starter, which basically what that means is if they don't get a $1 trillion IPO, they are going to fail. This isn't hyperbole when you look at these artificial intelligence companies because they simply need so many resources, and especially for OpenAI, right? Sam Altman has signed a tremendous number of incredibly, insanely expensive contracts. Those contracts are going to have to start getting paid relatively soon. So if they don't get that $1 trillion valuation, they literally don't have enough money to keep the business going. The problem is, basically, they're at this inflection point where they need that $1 trillion IPO, but the story for OpenAI is basically getting worse by the day. We already had SpaceX. They IPO'd about a month and a half ago at this point in time, and they're already, I don't know, like a 1.5 to $2 trillion valuation. So that took a lot of oxygen out of the AI space. We have Anthropic now. They look like they're going to IPO maybe in September. It seems like they're pulling that IPO forward, and they're going to try to IPO for $2 trillion. Can barely say that with a straight face. But anyways, right? So one of the problems that OpenAI is having is they need that $1 trillion valuation. They need that $1 trillion IPO. But the problem is that all of the other companies, they are moving further and faster, and they're basically taking the air out of the AI space. We've seen a lot of other things with OpenAI. Their chief revenue officer left. So the chief revenue officer had been at a previous company for 10 years, for a decade, and left 8 months after coming to OpenAI, which, is a hell of a thing. Their revenue numbers have come out. Their revenue it seems to be worse than Anthropic at this point in time. And so they are just having a tremendous number of issues. And beyond that, one of the things that's interesting to see is that Sam Altman wants to pull the IPO forward. So Sam Altman is really excited for the IPO. He really wants to get that $1 trillion valuation. The CFO, Fryer, the issue with her is that she, up until now, has been saying that they should wait till 2027 to IPO, because it sounds like their paperwork doesn't look very good, right? We saw this with WeWork in the past. What, 10 years ago? Was it 10 years ago at this point in time? Anyways, WeWork was supposedly a $45 billion company. It was a darling of the tech world all the way up until they filed their SEC paperwork. People got to see what was inside all of their accounting or whatever else, and basically they went bankrupt after that. The IPO got pulled, and within 2 years, WeWork was bankrupt. And so what it seems like is a CFO Fryer is saying that OpenAI's accounting, their paperwork doesn't look good. That if their paperwork was made public today, that it probably would be more of a WeWork than it would be a SpaceX as far as the IPO is concerned. The thing that I find interesting about this, though, is not only has Sam Altman said they need that $1 trillion valuation, but with his effort to continuously pull that IPO forward, it's really easy to think that he wants to pull that IPO forward for ego, right? Well, if SpaceX is already a publicly traded company, if Anthropic is going to be a publicly traded company, that he wants that OpenAI to be in the same realm, right? To be seen the same way. It's very easy to ascribe him wanting to pull this forward based off of the ego concept. But one of the things to consider is if they are burning through cash at the rate that it seems like they probably are burning through cash, they might have to pull it forward, right? There's always a tension, like between all the executives in a company, there's going to be a tension. So there's a tension between the CEO and the CFO, and there's a whole thing about who wins the argument. Well, if Sam Altman wants to IPO because of ego, and the CFO wants to wait on the IPO because of brass tacks, the paperwork doesn't look good, then the CFO is probably going to win at the end of the day. Here's the thing, and the thing that we don't know What if the CEO wants to pull the IPO forward because they are going to run out of money? Right? Then all of a sudden, the CFO has to bend more to what the CEO wants because look, if they run out of money, then there is no IPO and everything fails. And I think that's where we're getting to with OpenAI. I think OpenAI is in a much worse position than most people realize. I just did one of these videos talking about how OpenAI is now slowing their training for their latest model. Now we're told they're slowing training for their latest model because of security issues. But that's weird. Like that just doesn't sound like maybe. Look, I have no idea what's going on inside of OpenAI. Maybe part of the tech stack, maybe that makes sense. I gotta say, it sounds really weird that they're slowing their development of the next model simply because of cybersecurity issues. It would make a lot more sense, as I've said, if they are running out of money. And so a way to save money is to pull back on training the latest model. Right? I think that rings a little bit truer. So, anyways, it's kind of interesting to me looking at what's going on with the OpenAI IPO. OpenAI CFO Sarah Fryer told employees during an all-hands meeting on Wednesday that the AI lab, quote, will be a public company in 2027, but that it could make its public market debut sooner, quote, if our business continues to inflect. Quote, the IPO is not a finish line, it is a milestone, another fundraise, Fryer told employees, according to two sources familiar with the comments, who asked to remain anonymous. Quote, we raised $122 billion in March, and that gives us flexibility. Again, the question is, though, how much flexibility? Because remember, Sam Altman signed a $300 billion contract just with Oracle, right? And that's the problem with the numbers that we're dealing with here, right? In any normal times, any fucking normal times, if a company had raised $122 billion, they would have a decade of a runway. They would have so long until they had to worry about profit and revenue and all that kind of stuff. The issue, though, is that the numbers we're dealing with this whole AI disaster, are so astronomical that $122 billion might not actually be as much as it seems, right? We talk about that with perspective in the business world. It's not about whether a number is large or small. A number is a number, and then how you perceive that number is based off of where you are at. So for me, doing videos in a garage that was built basically during World War II, when I look at $122 billion, I'm like, oh my God, that's so much. That's a lot of money. But again, if you're Sam Altman, and a single contract you signed was worth $300 billion. There is a topsy-turvy world where $122 billion isn't actually very much at all, which is a hell of a thing. And the other thing to be thinking about too is if they actually did raise $122 billion in March, what they say, and they have the other money that they raised before that. One of the interesting questions here is their burn fundamentally unsustainable, right? So the idea is that they need to IPO at $1 trillion. So their last fundraising round, their valuation was about $850 billion. So the idea is that they need to IPO at $1 trillion. And the idea there is that, okay, you IPO, it's $1 trillion, you sell your stock, that brings more money in. But what if their burn? What if their burn is so astronomical, even that $1 trillion valuation doesn't save them. Even that IPO doesn't save them. They just keep burning cash. I think this is something that we do really need to consider about a lot of these AI companies. OpenAI confidentially filed its IPO prospectus with the Securities and Exchange Commission in June, but it has not publicly disclosed when it plans to debut. Fryer told employees on Wednesday not to worry if Anthropic makes its debut ahead of OpenAI. Quote, as you know, we are confidentially under file, and Anthropic is also under file. There is a chance they will pull the cover off of that confidential file in the coming weeks and become public in September. That's okay. We are running our own race, Fryer said, according to the people. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. There's like, really? Really? Did you tell Sam Altman that? Because again, one of the weird things with the technology world, especially with the tech pros, is they're insanely competitive about the stupidest shit. The stupidest shit they will compete over is just how their brain works. So something to be thinking about when Fryer is saying this, does this mean that Sam Altman is less competitive than he used to be? Or is she just simply admitting they are not competitive? Because think about it, this is a capitalist environment. This is a capitalist environment where you have a lot of businesses basically doing the same shit at this point. Again, one of the weird things with this whole modern AI stack, if you look at it, most of the companies are essentially doing the same crap, right? Again, there's so little brand differentiation. It's almost like going to the grocery store and buying pasta. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a difference in pasta between all of the brands. But do you care most of the time? Right? Maybe you want whole wheat instead of white pasta, or maybe you want gluten free instead of gluten pasta. But basically, pasta is pasta, right? You know, you look at it, Grok is basically like Claude, which is basically like ChatGPT, which is basically like a lot of those other things out there. And so one of the interesting things with this is you have all these other companies are very competitive, right? Anthropic is competing with SpaceX, right? Google is competing with people, Amazon, all these companies are competing. And then you have the CFO for OpenAI saying, well, we're not in that race. We're not in that race. And that's where I go back to. That's where I go back to. Is that a sign of confidence? Or does it show you how weak the C-level executives really believe OpenAI is? OpenAI isn't even competing anymore. During the all-hands meeting on Wednesday, Fryer showed employees a series of slides that said OpenAI's revenue run rate is up 35% quarter to date, its enterprise revenue run rate is up 50% quarter to date, and its AI coding and work product has hit 20 million weekly active users. OpenAI told investors it generated $6.7 billion in revenue for the second quarter, up 18% from the first quarter, according to the Wall Street Journal late Wednesday. The company's annualized revenue run rate recently topped $40 billion. So that's the ARR. So if you take this month, you multiply it by 12. So basically something like $3.5 billion per month is the idea of what they are bringing in there, which is just, my God, I don't know. I have some, they have, they have like warplanes. I don't know. They have the Air Force. They zip their planes around up here in the Adirondacks every once in a while. Can you hear? Can you hear that airplane? If you hear a loud noise in the background, it's an airplane doing something overhead. If you can't hear the airplane in the background, just ignore what I'm saying. So anyways, but with this revenue, what I've read before though, is that their losses are increasing too. So their revenue is increasing, and their losses are increasing at the same time. So basically, when you look at it, they are basically a non-competitive AI company whose losses are continuing to increase, and now they're talking about pulling their IPO forward. What could possibly go wrong? What could possibly go wrong? So, anyways, what do you think about this? What do you think about, Sam Altman and Fryer going head to head over when this company is going to IPO? What do you think about the C levels of OpenAI basically stating they are not competitive anymore? You can't look at this like a competition because we ain't competing. And that's not because they have the lead position. I don't know. Put your thoughts. Oops. I realized you weren't looking at me. You were looking at the screen. I don't know. It's the airplane. The airplane. It's the contrails are screwing with my brain. Anyways. What do you think? What do you think about this? Put your thoughts. Put your thoughts down below. If you like these episodes, do remember they're on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts. If you want to follow me on LinkedIn, there's a link down there too. With that, see y'all later.